over the top of Anderson.
We get a team list. This is not the same number.
Well, it's a very good morning to all of our Melbourne viewers, any of our interstate viewers, and of course anyone watching across the globe. It's a very good morning at the State Basketball Centre for the 2018 National Junior Classics. Our early morning tip-off is the Under-16 Girls Gold Medal game, championship game, grand final. Call it what you will. It's a very good morning. Steve Chalmers with you throughout the day. And for the first couple of games, I'm joined by some esteemed company. Grant Wallace, good to have you this morning.
Morning, Steve. How are you going? Looking forward to this game.
Very good. We've got the Melbourne Tigers coming up against the Nunawading Spectres. Under-16 girls grand finals. Let's take a quick look at how these two teams made it to the championship game. We'll start with the Tigers. They were in Group A. They defeated the Eastern Mavericks 41-26. They knocked off Manly Warringah 53-29, and they clean sweeped their pool, defeating Southern Peninsula 52-48. It was a very confident win in the quarterfinals, knocking off the Diamond Valley Eagles 57-40, and another solid win in the semi-finals, defeating the Bulleen Boomers 55-46. The Spectres, they were pooled in Group B. They also swept their pool, defeating the Sydney Comets by 22 points. They knocked off the Southern Tigers 71-47 quite comprehensively, and of course defeated the Bulleen Boomers 56-30. In the knockout stages, they knocked off the Dandenong Rangers 56-34, and to make it to today's game, they defeated the Knox Raiders 45-39. Let's take a look at some of the key players to watch out for throughout this contest. We start with the Tigers. Tyler Hooper gets to the line, 16 free throws made throughout the tournament. She's averaging 10.2 points per game throughout this tournament, as is Laura Hamilton, 10.2 points per game. For the Spectres, Louisa Fukalata has 14.5 points per game, as Sage Phillips-Snowden is another player to look out for, just under 10 points per game. As we're under a minute from tip-off of our opening grand final for the final day of the 2018 National Junior Classics. Let's take a look at a couple of the keys to the game, Grant. We know these girls like to play with a bit of pace. What's it like in terms of getting up and down the floor?
No doubt pace will be a big component of today's game. Both teams having played unbelievable basketball to get to this point in time. No real height out there on the floor, so it's going to be a quick game. And given early morning and the weekend that they've had, the team that can sort of get under control early, it'll be a good start to the game for them. So really looking forward to seeing how they start. Both teams looking a little nervous as they walk out on the floor.
We know that these teams have been getting some good shots throughout the tournament, but it's now time to upgrade those to great shots throughout the grand final.
Yeah, execution becomes a really important component here for both teams. Both really well coached, really well drilled, two really proud junior programs, and we're about to start.
And here's tip-off for the opening game, opening grand final of the 2018 National Junior Classics. The Melbourne Tigers get us underway. Here's Hooper. There's an air ball to start us off by Skenderis. Offensive rebound. And the Tigers regain possession. Third opportunity in the opening possession. Here's Hamilton. Nearly turns it over. It's going to be a jump ball. No, the Spectres take possession. And here's their first opportunity to get on the scoreboard. Vaughan. Beveridge, top of the paint. Now Phillips-Snowden. don't know about you here, but I think the Tigers just playing a nice little zone to open it up, force the turnover.
3-2 zone.
Hooper, the point guard for Melbourne. Hamilton. Nice pick and roll at the top of the three-point line.
Nice back cut.
Great back cut. And there's the opening points. 2 points, Laura Hamilton. And nearly forced the turnover, did the Tigers with Tyler Hooper.
Great execution by Melbourne. They're only playing with 8 players and a couple of injuries there. So 3-2 zone, trying to conserve a bit of energy.
Philip Snowden, Fukulata. Nice pass, open shot. Vaughan, no good. The Spectres just tipped that out of bounds, trying to collect an offensive rebound.
And exactly the shot that Melbourne would have been wanting them to shoot. Long three, come up with the rebound.
Here's the Tigers, 2-0 to start us off first quarter. Final day, 2018 National Junior Championships. And there is an and one. Laura Hamilton, the opening 4 points of the contest. And the Tigers just look like they're settled a lot faster. The Spectres still a little bit rattled from that zone.
The tempo of the game has really flowed to Melbourne early.
First 5 points, Laura Hamilton for the Melbourne Tigers.
Extended the pressure here, 2-2-1 press.
There's the Tigers dropping back to that 3-2 zone, as Grant mentioned. Fukulata, can she create?
Well done, finally got the ball inside the paint and 2 points.
That's Beveridge for 2, opening the Spectres account.
It's the first time they've really gone inside with the ball, Nunawading. They're in the extended press here as well. Good change of tempo.
Forced the Tigers turnover with that extended press.
Melbourne right back at him with the 2-2-1 press.
Fukulata, going to be a great facilitator, great creator throughout the morning. Beveridge, out to Fukulata for 3.
It's a better 3.
Offensive rebound. Here come the Spectres again. Reset. Vaughan. Beveridge back to Vaughan. Here's Philip Snowden. No good for the short corner jumper. And that's what we like to see, a bit of attack from both sides there. There's a foul being called. It's going the way of the Tigers.
Yeah, tough one. But at least Nunawading are now starting to get the ball inside, collapsing the zone, and they're getting better looks on the perimeter. Nunawading staying in with their man-to-man. Nice flex cut, nice flex offense by Melbourne there to get a good shot.
There's Poulos for 3, no good. Here come the Spectres, out and running. Good tap by Hamilton. Just broken up that transition offense.
Melbourne straight back into their 3-2 zone, half court. Keeping it nice and tight. Daring Nunawading to actually shoot the 3.
Vaughan, Fukulata. Just got to penetrate from that top of the 3. That's where it will change up for the Spectres. Here you go, nice
Better
pass.
job, well done.
Open shot, no good again.
Oh.
Nearly out of bounds, wasn't called. Great offensive hustle. And they've got another extra possession, the Spectres.
That's better, penetration and kick, good job.
Philip Snowden over the basket. Another offensive rebound to Beveridge. She's got 3 or 4 so far in this opening quarter. There's the 3-pointer. Fukulata, top of the 3. That's a tied ball game, we're at 5 apiece. They're quick quarters here, only 8-minute quarters. We're nearly halfway through the first. Another turnover, Spectres nearly missed the cut. Here's Vaughan. Beveridge, my apologies. Transition, it's just that extra pass, that last pass from both sides.
Just need to settle a little bit.
Fukulata, another 3. That's good. I tell you what, if she can find her touch early throughout the game, it's going to be a long night for the Tigers.
Well, they're definitely shooting him as often as they possibly can. Now they need to execute here, Melbourne. They haven't scored for a little while.
Hamilton.
Flex happening.
Here's Poulos.
Nice move.
Great drive from Hooper. She earns the bucket.
Better patience by Melbourne there. And again, they extend their zone pressure up the floor.
Vaughan off to Philip Snowden. Tell you what, there's a couple of times she's still got that open three at the top. Fukulata gives it up, collects the offensive rebound though.
Getting on the glass well, Nunawading.
Absolutely. There's another three ball from the Spectres. That's 8 or 9 to start the quarter. There's a jump ball. It's going to retain possession with the Spectres. 17 left on the shot clock. We've got 2:41 left to play in the opening term. When
they show patience, Nunawading, they get a really good look. If not, then the zone is working to a treat with them shooting up those bad threes. Need to get the ball inside the paint.
That's exactly right, and I think it starts with Fukulata.
That's a better job.
Well, good trap by the Tigers, to be honest with you. They're forced to turnover, and they're out and running.
Two really evenly matched teams, aren't they?
Absolutely. Both 5-0, undefeated throughout the tournament.
Great
drive. And Hooper will earn a trip to the line to regain the Tigers with a lead.
She finds those gaps really well, getting to the basket, Hooper. And again, good patience there by Melbourne. Nice spread floor offensively, good spacing. Subs here, got 3 in and 3 out for Nunawading. Trying to get some fresh legs out there late in this first quarter.
Especially with that number differential you mentioned, the Tigers a little bit short-handed, just playing with the 8.
Two really proud clubs here. Just worth noting that Melbourne won their last national championship in 2012, and they won 5 to date in the history of the national championships. Nunawading last won this championship in 2007, and this is they're going for their 10th national championship. Two really, really proud Victorian basketball clubs.
So Hooper makes both, and the Tigers regain the lead. Just that extended pressure once again from the Tigers.
That foul line is way open. Nice cut, nice move.
Great cut, great entry as well from the passer. Spectres ball baseline. 2:16 left in this opening quarter. They trail by 1.
Oh, see the ball, girls.
Another open shot to the Spectres.
That's better patience. Well done.
Wonderfully done. Given up from Beveridge. That's Vaughan, my apologies, given up. Made the extra pass. Spectres regain the lead.
2. Great patience there by Nunawading. Oh, well done. Great read.
Got in the passing lane, and Spargo, transition 2, forces our first timeout of the ball game. The Melbourne Tigers take time. 1 minute 47 left in this first quarter, and the Spectres lead 12-9.
You wonder what Melbourne's going to come up with here. They chop and change the defense here. Get out of that zone defense, just a little bit of a show of something different here. Nunawading have found the answers now. A little bit of ball movement, getting that extra pass and getting it into the paint. Nice little lap, that last move to the basket there.
Absolutely, we did mention that the Tigers looked settled early on, but now it seems the momentum has swung back into Nunawading's favour. You're on the Basketball Victoria Facebook live stream thanks to My Sport Live and Molten. Best of luck to all players and officials from Molten, Australia. Make sure you check out their new range of basketballs. See their full range at molten.com.au. The opening grand final game Monday, Queen's birthday holiday in Victoria. Melbourne Tigers, Nunawading Spectres, under 16 girls gold medal match. It's a good contest early on. Both teams applying the pressure. We spoke about some pressure pre-game. We also spoke about good shots to great shots, and that's what Nunawading have seemed to have done and adapted to it.
Most definitely. And now they're staying with their 1-2-2 half-court press here. Those fresh legs, will that become a factor down the track? Nunawading have been rotating their players all the way through.
Nearly looks like there's a fresh 5 out for the Spectres, to be honest with you.
Oh, look after the basketball.
There's that pressure, perceived pressure even. And the Spectres force a turnover, another open shot, decides to give it up.
Melbourne staying their 3-2 zone.
Hancock Wolf to Mutimer. Inside Sinclair.
Well done.
Gives it up. Here's Hooper. Turns it over with a poor pass. Sinclair with the steal. Here's Hancock Wolf. Gives it up. Spargo. Back to Hancock Wolf. That's better ball movement.
7 on the clock, 5 on the clock.
Looks like there's going to be a long contested shot
Good
here.
D. Go.
Was great D. Here's the Tigers. Can they get out and run? Hooper.
Really need to score here, Melbourne.
Under a minute in the opening quarter of the under-16 girls gold medal game.
Great look. Great look.
Great shot. Just the 2 points to Hooper. Foot on the line. And this could be the final possession of the opening term with the Spectres here.
It's nearly centre line there.
It's close, wasn't it? Hancock Wolf. Spargo on the wing. Ball rotating a lot better for the Spectres.
Nice screen at the top of there.
And a foul being called, 24, Georgia Watkins.
Really good at screening the top of the zone there to free up that lane to the basket.
Certainly what needs to happen for the Spectres, isn't it? They've got that great top to the wing action, but it's all about that penetration.
Yeah, by the pass or dribble, if they can get it into the paint, good things are happening for them. Such a small lineup for Melbourne.
And nearly paid the price there
Got
too.
time to get a shot away here.
4 seconds. Hooper from half court.
Could have got closer.
That'd be a nice opening end to the first quarter. But that is the end to the first quarter, and it is Melbourne 11, trailing by 1. The Nunawading Spectres 12. First term done and dusted. Anything particularly take your eye, Grant?
Interesting that Melbourne stayed in the zone the whole way through, and you'd think by that they're going to stay in the zone the whole way for the game. If Nunawading can find a way through that, fantastic. I think that will get them the win, even at this early point in the game. They're just better ball movement. They got flustered early. They must have shot, I think, 9 or so three-pointers attempts, and just Melbourne were giving them those open looks and exactly the shots that they were wanting them to take. A couple of little errors down the stretch by Melbourne early. When they execute their offense really well and get good spacing, they get good shots. Really high-standard game, though.
Absolutely. You speak about that three-point barrage from the Spectres. I know we don't have the correct live stats, but it's about 2 of 9 they shot in the opening 8 minutes of the game. And if that trend's going to continue, they're going to need to find those good looks, knock those open shots down and make sure they're not as contested as they were a couple of times in the opening term.
And those 2 that they made were directly through penetration and kicking out to shooters that had their feet set.
And for the Tigers, it looks like their guards are going to do a lot of damage. Obviously, Hooper and Hamilton got the majority of the points in that opening term. They stay out on the floor, as you can see on screen now, 4 and 10 respectively. You know, Hooper's averaged 10 points per game in the tournament. Hamilton, very much the same, so they're going to be the 2 to watch out for the Tigers.
Without doubt. Let's see if they can execute here, Melbourne, and get a really good look. Staying with their flex offense.
Here's Hooper now.
A bit different from Melbourne Tigers team, not running the first and thirds.
Correct. Great
shuffle.
penetration to the rim. Just falls short. Spectres are away. Here's
That's
Mutimer.
better job. Good patience, Nunawading.
Beveridge, short corner. Back out. That's where the ball needed to move quickly.
Shot clock to 7.
Hancock Wolf from deep. There's another 3.
Yeah, that's really the shot that Melbourne would be wanting them to take too. You know, 2 or 3 feet behind the three-point line.
Absolutely, they can get
nice job.
Defensive
Great
rebound
job.
Out and running.
Great job.
There's a 3 of their own. Victoria Poulos for the Tigers. And Melbourne retake the lead.
Great penetration there.
Here's some more pressure. Hamilton.
Well done.
The steal, the easy bucket.
Well done.
out and running the Tigers. This is exactly what they'll want. More pressure. Oh, turnover. Subs coming in.
Great minute of play by Melbourne there, both offensively and defensively, and bring themselves to a 4-point lead.
It's that early pressure from the Tigers in that press before they drop back into that zone, because you mentioned that lack of height.
Now Nunawading have dropped to a 3-2 zone, and great, they got penetration into the paint. Nice block though.
Here's Fukulata back on the floor. Needs some poise, the Spectres, after the last minute or so from the Tigers. Open three, Fukulata. She's hit 2 already. That one wasn't to go down. Hamilton running the floor. Baker.
Good work, now use the ball.
Here's Watkins.
Oh,
Nearly a travel there. Hooper got away with one.
shot clock at 7.
Picks up the dribble inside the key. Poulos needing a shot.
Oh.
Has to force one up.
Oh, great hustle, well done. Well done by Watkins there.
Poulos rims out.
And
another
a great board
offensive
too.
rebound. Great hustle by the Tigers there. It's a jump ball. It would result in a Spectres possession, but certainly with that lack of size you've mentioned, excellent couple of trips down the floor, offensive rebounds for the Tigers.
Yeah, great effort by Watkins there. And Nunawading still keeping on changing those players through, trying to keep some fresh legs out as their point of difference.
Timeout on the floor. It's the Tigers who take a lead into this one, 16-12. Now listen, Grant, I want to chat to you about something Basketball Victoria is running these days, the coaching podcast, Talking Split. 3 of your good friends running the podcast. What's that all about?
It's about airtime for themselves, really. No, it's a fantastic opportunity for 3 basketball minds to get together, and they talk about all things basketball, and you know, the knowledge and advice that those guys can give. It's been well received. I believe they're getting a number of hits on the podcast and people listening to what they're having to say. I believe they're also getting into Justin quite a bit about various things, so it's a little bit of bullying going on too.
Absolutely, 3 professional coaches in the Basketball Victoria sphere. Whether you're starting out as a beginner coach or have most tricks of the trade down pat as a professional head coach, Basketball Victoria's coaching podcast, Talking Split, has a great range of podcasts to improve your coaching credentials. Jump online and search Basketball Victoria Talking Split to start listening today.
Well worth it.
We're at the National Junior Classics 2018. The 8:30 tip-off is our first grand final of the day. We've got 3 later on throughout the day. This one is under 16 girls. The Melbourne Tigers currently lead the Nunawading Spectres 16-12. Thanks for your company on the Basketball Victoria's Facebook live stream. We're back underway.
Great extended pressure there by Melbourne. Didn't get a turnover, but they've got the shot clock down to 14 seconds before Nunawading can get themselves set up.
Fukulata for 3 again. That one nearly goes down. Just not quite rimming in for her in the second quarter. And here's Hooper running the other way for the Tigers.
And the zone is definitely working for Melbourne this quarter here, with Nunawading shooting some really bad forced threes.
You speak about forced. The Tigers forced a couple of passes in that opening quarter. Hooper just another
Great
one
move.
there.
Yeah, into the paint again. Good spacing by Melbourne there to allow the driving lane.
Makes a much better decision at that time, driving straight to the cup, and she'll earn herself 2 shots at the free throw line. Spargo checking in for the Spectres. Vaughan to the bench. Tyler Hooper and Laura Hamilton, in fact, were a part of the 2016 Classics when they played in the under-14 division with the Tigers. They were runners-up 2 years ago, hoping to go one better this morning. And Hooper makes it a 6-point Tigers lead. Spectres, great outlet pass out and running. Ooh. A late foul call, which will earn Spargo 2 shots at the line.
But they're able to kick ahead, beat that zone press up the floor, and end up with a nice little attack on the rim.
Certainly what would have been discussed in that last timeout, how to break that Melbourne Tigers press.
Correct, yeah.
That one's
Third
short.
day of a tournament, legs a bit tired. Can't afford to miss short.
I know you can't see it on our broadcast, but grandstand's starting to fill up behind us.
Nunawading extended their zone press now here.
Hooper to
Well
Hamilton.
done by Hooper, pushing the ball up the floor.
Out and running, back to Hooper.
Great job. Now they've got a little bit of execution here.
Pick and roll, but a nice reverse cut. Hamilton, baseline drive, 2 points.
Yeah, Hamilton and Hooper are combining really well here for Melbourne.
Another long pass for the Spectres to break that press. As Grant mentioned just a moment ago, Fukulata, Philip Snowden, Spargo. They're passing it well around the key. They need that penetration.
Well
That
done.
may have been a travel. Offensive rebound blocked by Poulos. And she's earned the right to gain possession for the Tigers. Tigers bench up and about.
Yep, Melbourne are doing a great job defensively here in that half court, keeping their zone nice and tight and daring Nunawading to shoot those threes. Really boxing it up quite well.
Hooper straight to the rim again. This time, great defense. She earned the rebound though for 3. Short. Spectres gain it through Philip Snowden. It's a bold strategy allowing the 3 ball, but certainly nerves playing a part in a grand final game. It's probably a good strategy.
Yeah, they are. You'd hope there'd be no nerves now in the second quarter. But Melbourne seem to have, this quarter, they've definitely turned it around. Another forced 3 here by Nunawading.
Philip Snowden, no good there. And tipped out of bounds. Team rebound goes the way of the Tigers. Subs coming in for Melbourne.
You see Jason Harvey coaching Nunawading, pleading them to get the ball inside. They're just getting those open threes and shooting at a really bad clip at the moment. Nunawading drop back to a 3-2 zone now themselves, so let's see how Melbourne can execute here.
That's right, let's see the response. A nice cross-court pass by Skenderis. Hooper back to Skenderis cross-court. Just opening up the defence, but they've decided to take a 3. Hooper for 3. She is on fire in this opening half. Opened out to a double-digit lead in favour of the Tigers. Spargo. What can the Spectres muster up here? They need to start scoring right before the half. Philip Snowden, top of the 3. Spargo. Philip Snowden, wide open 3, decided not to take it. Went to Fukulata for 3 in the corner.
Oh, good job.
That's her 3rd triple of the game.
They're just not looking inside. I mean, that was a great shot to get the 3, but try and collapse that zone down a little bit more. Melbourne really using the ball quite well here in this quarter. And again, into the paint. Well done.
Baker.
Well done.
Tipped out of bounds by the Spectres. The Tigers will have possession. Just 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Hooper all the way out to Hamilton. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hamilton straight to the rim. Kick out.
Nice kick out.
That one was for 2. Didn't go. Curtis the rebound. Spectres, 7-point game. If they can get a couple of buckets here, be very handy before the main break. Spargo goes baseline. Great decision.
Yeah, nice to penetrate against the zone. Well done. Ended up with 2 shots.
Yasmin Spargo averaged 5.5 points per game throughout this tournament. A tournament high 10 points versus Bulleen in their 3rd pool game. We've got a timeout.
Melbourne.
Out on floor to the Tigers. Just want to recuperate. Make sure the Spectres can't get on that last run entering the halftime break. 23-16. You're on the Basketball Victoria Facebook live stream thanks to My Sport Live and Molten. Follow Molten on Instagram at Molten Australia and get all your basketball needs at molten.com.au.
Hooper and Hamilton doing a great job for Melbourne at the moment and keeping that scoreboard ticking over, but it's more about their patience offensively in this quarter particularly. They're getting those great looks. Nunawading at the other end, the scoreboard has stopped for them and the zone is working a treat for Melbourne at the moment. Interesting watching behind the Melbourne bench though. You've got the doyen there of the Melbourne Tigers, Ray Tomlinson, just lending a little bit of support and a little bit of advice. And at the other end, Nunawading, you've got another Victorian basketball legend in Mike Slusher standing behind the bench there.
Absolutely, Ray Tomlinson just to the right-hand side of screen. You may be able to just see him as the camera pans away.
couple little words to Lloyd there. Important foul shots here. If they can just stay in touch, Nunawading.
I'm glad you mentioned that because the Spectres, I think this is the second time they've gone to the line. Melbourne have gone a handful of times through Hooper and Hamilton.
Yep.
The Spectres, that's now 0 of 3 from the line. So if they're going to get there,
Yep.
you've got to make use of it.
And everything's dropping short.
Spargo.
There
That
you go.
one's good. 23-17, just 2 minutes and change in the opening half of the under-16 girls gold medal match at the National Junior Classics.
Oh, no.
Pick pass, Fukalata.
Those dangerous cross.
Uncontested.
Oh, well done.
Blocked,
Oh,
no, foul.
Really dangerous passes across the top of there in the zone press. Is exactly what the zone press is wanting them to do. Ended up with the turnover, and then they get to the foul line again, Nunawading.
It's happened a couple of times on the Tigers' offensive end where they've just had a couple of passes just go a little bit stray. Just need to make sure of it, the Tigers. Another Spectres free throw that falls short, this time Fukalata.
There you go.
Makes the most of the adjustment.
She moves to double figures, 10 points for the game.
Hancock Wolf will check in for Phillips Snowden. And this dynamic duo from the Tigers will go again. Here's Baker, back to Hooper.
Got to get the ball through hands. Far too much dribble there.
Watkins in the corner. What can she dice up? Hooper goes
4,
baseline.
3. Oh,
Nice
layup
take,
out of it,
just
and
short.
got the rebound. Well done.
Hooper trapped in the corner. Hamilton, another great take. Nice pass.
Nice kick out to Skinderis. Oh,
That one no good. Hamilton offensive rebound. Skenderis could go again, decides to give it up. Hamilton inside. Baker. Out to Watkins.
scoop.
That one a little forced. Baker again. Hamilton. Nice. Nice jab
Well
step. Nice move. Deanne Baker for 2.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It's another long pass to break the press. It's been called a foul. Spargo will head back to the line after a foul on Watkins.
And great intensity there by Melbourne to get up with 2 or 3 offensive rebounds there and end up with a nice shot out of it. Nunawading getting the foul line. Just got to make these.
Absolutely. 1 of 6 from the line at the Spectres this morning. Make that 1 of 7.
Short again. Come on, get it up.
Could be ruining these missed chances later on.
Yeah, without doubt. It's a great point.
1 of 8, in fact.
Great
offensive
board.
rebound.
Great board.
1 minute left in the opening half. Spectres with possession. Fukalata. Hancock Wolf goes right. Out to Fukalata. 3-point attempt. Long.
Great
Offensive
offensive
rebound
board.
again.
Well done.
Spargo
Well
puts
done.
it back in. 5-point ball game. Tipped away. Hancock Wolf. She thought it came off Tigers' hands, but the referee has called Tigers' ball. Speaking of the referees, this morning's referees, Bailey Dyer and Maddie Shaw, we'd like to congratulate them for earning the right for a gold medal game.
Yep, great effort by them. I know the referee's doing a great job. Well done. Oh,
There's Brooks, that's long,
another offensive board. Skinderis.
for 3.
Oh,
That one's
there
good.
we go, just like her dad.
Tigers bench up and about again, as you can see on screen.
Ricky Skinderis, a great player in the NBL in the 90s. Giants and Gold Coast.
Absolutely.
Well,
There's
good shot.
There's a nice short corner jumper from Grace Graham. 8 seconds left for the Tigers. What can they muster up? Skenderis.
Oh, got a good
Wayward
shot
pass.
here.
Hamilton
Yep, great.
to the corner.
2.
Pullis
Oh,
just to the left. Wasn't to be. Melbourne 28, Nunawading 22. That is half-time in our opening contest on the final day of the 2018 National Junior Classics. We've spoken about some key moments, some key things in this game so far. Grant Wallace, but the Melbourne Tigers have the early ascendancy.
They do. They're playing really disciplined. I mean, that quarter there having a 17-10 quarter, and it really was off the back of their zone defense where Nunawading shooting some undisciplined shots, but shooting the shots that Melbourne wanted them to take, those long threes, and pushing the ball in a great quarter by Hooper and Hamilton, just turning the scoreboard over.
9 points apiece to Tyler Hooper, and Laura Hamilton leads the way for the Tigers, while Louisa Fukulata has 10 for the Spectres. Yasmin Spargo has 5.
Nunawading really need to get that ball into the paint, either by penetration, dribble penetration, or by pass penetration. Try and get that easiest shot opportunity. Or kick it out from that into a 3 where they've got their feet set. Interesting, both teams playing their zone presses too. Again, third day of a tournament, legs become a factor. We spoke about Melbourne only having 8 players, whether that does become a factor down the stretch in this game.
Absolutely. We spoke pre-game about good shots becoming great shots, especially in a gold medal match. The Spectres can certainly use some of that advice going into halftime. They've got some great 3-point looks. Most of them have been open, but of course playing in that zone, especially with their height advantage, they can get that ball inside, get some easy buckets.
Yeah, they really are. With 8 players there, Melbourne, they're all guards really, and they're doing a really good job. I think Watkins has been playing exceptional on the playing out of size really, and contending against the bigger bodies and doing really well. I mean, she had that period there where she had those 2 or 3 offensive boards and loose balls, getting after it from there. Really crucial couple of minutes here for Nunawading to stay in touch, or for Melbourne to just try and push this out a little bit here.
Correct. You mentioned the offensive rebounds. You're correct. The first quarter, it's seen the ball dropped the way of the Spectres all the time, but you mentioned players like Watkins certainly reversed that in the second stanza. Third quarter about to get underway here in favour of the Tigers.
Nunawading straight into a 3-2 zone.
Here's Poulos for 3. That one's good. The ascendancy certainly swinging the Tigers' favour. The 3-point shooting, which has been so tough for the Spectres. The Tigers just showing them up.
Nice patience by Melbourne offensively. Let's see if Nunawading can execute the same here.
Hancock Wolf, top pick and roll. Go. That's much better penetration. Earns herself a trip to the free throw line. It's exactly what we spoke about. Penetration, pick and roll.
Exactly right. Get some pressure on that rim there. Even in the zone there, they just open it up, saw the driving lane, and away we went. Hancock Wolf, great penetration down the middle there. Now foul shots. Well done.
That's the first free throw that the Spectres have made in this game. Hancock Wolf makes a pair, back to 7.
Oh,
over and back. Just a mental breakdown there from Skenderis.
Yeah, and again, perceived pressure by the zone press. Had to look up the line here. There was a free pass. Well done by Nunawading with the zone press there.
And with that, brings Hooper back into the game alongside Georgia Watkins.
35-second rest.
It's a long time in 8-minute quarters, isn't it?
You'd like to see Nunawading having a little bit more cross. They've just got their high post just staying there. Really hard to get the ball if they just stand there. If they can get some cross action, just frees up that open entry into the paint.
The advice to at halftime to Neve Hancock Wolf was obviously to get to the rim. That's 2 possessions in a row. She's penetrated the 3-2 zone defense.
Nunawading mix it up, bit of man-to-man, which is good. Well done. Oh, well done.
Hooper, kick out. Poulos, 1. Back out, Skenderis, shot clock expiring. In fact, it beat her. Shot clock violation.
Great change of tempo by Nunawading there, going into the man-to-man. Great call defensively. Now they've got to convert down the other end of the floor.
Lloyd Clayman just yelling out to his point guard in Hooper, just needs some patience.
Good. Oh, look low.
Fukulata. Here's Vaughan. Look for that high pick and roll. There it is.
Great job. Well done again.
Oh, just rims out again for Hancock.
Right shot.
Third straight trip. High pick in that 3-2 zone, straight to the rim.
And another great rebound by Watkins on the glass. It's a shot they want, though, down the middle, layup. Just got to be able to convert that from there. Nunawading staying in their man-to-man, which is good to see. Melbourne running their flex.
Watkins, Poulos. What can she see on the floor? Here's Baker. Nice cut, tough pass.
Great catch.
Skenderis blocked. And it's called off Skenderis. So the Spectres another chance to eat into this lead. Sage Phillips-Snowden checks in for Grace Graham. And you're right, this is an important time for the Spectres here. Just eat into this lead.
Yeah, 6-point margin at a half. It's 7 points now. They've really got to stay in touch at least, but if they can try and get that closer.
Hancock Wolf. She'll be looking to get to the bucket.
Does well, doesn't she, with that?
Fukulata, better penetration.
Well done.
Yep. Here's Curtis. Picked up with a travel, though.
Good defense, Melbourne.
It was much better offense, though, despite the turnover.
It definitely was. Spacing got a little bit, you know, there's 2 or 3 around the ball there, but at least they're trying to get to the paint, which is good.
Certainly an obvious change in tactics after this halftime break for the Nunawading Spectres. Here comes the pressure again on Watkins. Goes baseline, picks up the dribble.
Good defense.
Baker.
Oop.
Good take.
And again,
Watkins again, yes. Blocked. Here's the Spectres, Fukulata. You'll probably see a high pick here. Here it is. Good screen. Penetration,
well
Fukulata. Floater.
Well done.
That one is in. 5-point ball game.
Great job, Nunawading.
Here comes the pressure. Can the Tigers get out of it? Great ball movement.
Yeah,
Baker.
well
Long.
And guess who?
Georgia Watkins, one more time. She is providing extra possessions for the Tigers time and time again. Hooper,
Great move.
another floater. That one's in. Trading buckets here at the State Basketball Centre.
Oh,
A little mistake there through Louisa Fukulata.
yeah, zone press worked a treat there for them.
And the extra step, you mentioned perceived pressure. There it was, on hand.
Melbourne just have the answers for them at the moment. Everything Nunawading's throwing at, and Nunawading's throwing at Melbourne, they've got the answers for. There's a bit of execution here.
You're right, Hooper, Hamilton, Watkins. There's Watkins again, scoop shot. That one is a tough bucket.
The old scoop, Washington.
9-point ball game in favour of the Tigers. Press coming.
Need to score, Nunawading.
Long pass to break that press once again from the Spectres. Here's Munama. Fukulata decided to go the other way of the pick.
It's a better look.
3-pointer is short. Skenderis picks up the rebound. Tigers out and running.
Great control here by Hooper. Setting them up.
Hooper picked by Watkins. Trapped, scoops it out. Watkins, no good. This is another important time for the Spectres. Going to need a bucket over the next couple of offensive trips. Just reach in there, Fukulata.
Well
nice
again.
runner from the free throw line.
Yeah, and again, nice little high screen there against the zone, and freeing up for a layup.
Skenderis in the corner. Hooper wide open for 3. Good shot, tries to find a great shot. Didn't happen. Baker tried to kick it out.
Done.
Watkins hustling again. That
Great
time
job.
didn't end up with it. Here's Vaughan, open layup, bounces in.
Great effort, Nunawading defensively. Got back to 5.
35 plays 30 with just under 3 minutes in the third quarter. Spectres trying to tip it away
Nice
again.
little
Skenderis
deflection.
for 3. That one's long.
Yeah.
Looked good from the commentary position.
Great patch here, a couple of minutes here by Nunawading. score here makes it very interesting. Oh,
Vaughan, tough pass
It is.
inside, trying to find Curtis.
against 3 defenders.
Hamilton, she's quick, tries to get to the rack. Nearly nutmegs Philip Snowden. Watkins will try and find a way to the rim and has been fouled.
Legs weren't moving as fast as the upper body there.
We've got a
Timeout.
timeout on the floor in favour of the Melbourne Tigers. Lloyd Clayman just wants to talk it over with his girls. You're on the Basketball Victoria Facebook live stream thanks to MySport Live and Moulton. Get all your basketball needs at moulton.com.au, and especially for coaching accessories, training aids and all other basketball products. 20% off this weekend at moulton.com.au. Actually, make sure you use the code NJC18. 20% off all Moulton purchases across the tournament. Use the discount code NJC18 at moulton.com.au.
It's clear Melbourne are not going to change their format at all. Their game plan is to stay in this 3-2 zone. Have Nunawading shoot bad shots. If Nunawading can get into that paint, that penetration into the paint, they see that are they going to get to the foul line or are they going to get a layup? And can they find the answer to it? Offensively, Melbourne are playing really smart basketball there, getting that extra shot. But it's so evenly matched. Both are ebbing and flowing here.
11 points to Tyler Hooper. 9 points to Laura Hamilton for the Tigers. For the Spectres, 14 points, Louisa Fukalata. 5, Yasmin Spargo. 35 plays, 30 in favour of the Melbourne Tigers. Under 16 girls gold medal match at the State Basketball Centre. 2018 National Junior Classics.
It's really hard at this point to pick a winner.
Absolutely.
Very, very even.
Ebbs and flows throughout this game. It seems as though the Tigers has had some of the third quarter ascendancy, but the Spectres, as you mentioned, just hanging in there and finding their penetration ways in this third quarter.
Got a bit of blood on the floor here, so a bit of a delay in game.
That's correct.
One of the Nunawading girls has got a blood knee.
We'll have that fixed up in no time. Throughout this break, however, I know this goes out to some Melbourne United VJBL players. We have an Irvin Rowland Junior Player Clinic. Work out like the NBA elite with current head of player development and assistant coach of the Houston Rockets, mind you. NBA Houston Rockets, Irving Rowland, on the Monday, 2nd of July. We're calling all under 14 to under 18 athletes to the Dandenong Basketball Stadium for the Irving Rowland NBA-style skills workout. Register online via basketballvictoria.com.au. That sounds a bit of fun.
It does sound a lot of fun. We're really honoured here in Victoria. We get some amazing coaches flowing through, and great opportunity here just to get another viewpoint on some of the skills. Clearly he works with James Harden and some of the things he needs to do to become the best, or one of the best players in the world. So great opportunity for Victorian kids to get along.
I'll tell you what, I'm sure I can count a lot of kids in Victoria, boys and girls, that would love that James Harden step back that was on display throughout the NBA playoffs.
Correct.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Register online via basketballvictoria.com.au. Irving Rowland NBA Skills Session. 2018 National Junior Classics. Just a slight delay on court with a bit of blood shown on the floor. Melbourne Tigers leading the Nunawading Spectres 35-30. 2 minutes 20 left in this third quarter. You're on the Basketball Victoria Facebook live stream with thanks to Moulton.
Interesting watching both coaches at work here. Again, we're so lucky in Victoria with the depth of coaching knowledge that we have here, but Jason Harvey is really trying to find a way around this 3-2 zone, and you see all players listening intently to what he's got to say there. Lloyd went the other way and just spoke to his 5 players on the floor and showing them exactly how he wanted them to execute. So, breaking game. What's it going to do for both teams here?
As we get back underway here, 2:20 in the third quarter. Just a reminder, coming up later today, the under-16 boys grand final. Bendigo Braves take on the Hills Hornets. the under-18 girls grand final, Hawthorn Magic against the Forestville Eagles. And of course, the under-18 boys grand final, Melbourne Tigers
Watkins
and the Kilsyth Cobras. Here's Hooper, cross-court pass, Poulos picks up a dribble. Had an option back cut, Hamilton.
It's a better three.
Hooper wide open, that one doesn't go. Fukulata running the other way. Philip Snowden. What can the Spectres muster up here? Pick set, Philip Snowden. Out to Mutimer.
5 on the clock. 3.
Beveridge out to Fukulata for 3.
Oh.
As the shot clock expired, that back rimmed straight out of bounds.
It looked good.
It did look good. It was not a bad possession from the Spectres. Certainly used their patience to find that great look.
Yep, I agree. It was a better 3 than the forced ones that we were seeing earlier.
Absolutely,
Go for
wayward
the ball
pass.
here, girls.
Pass fake through the corner. Decides to go there now with Poulos. Hooper trying to find some penetration. Hamilton, we know she's quick. Out to Poulos, 5 on the clock. Hamilton is going to have to go for it. Great defense.
Oh,
Baker throws one up as the shot clock expires. Nearly goes down too.
great defense by Nunawading there. Just plugging it up.
Under a minute, the Spectres will be ever so keen to find the bucket heading into the three-quarter time break.
Low block was open there.
Beveridge nearly had her pocket picked, and it's been decided it's bounced off her leg, and the Tigers will take possession.
Just can't afford turnovers at this point in the game. Oh, different sort of inbound pass.
Here's Poulos in the corner, tries to find Watkins, does now. Pick and roll,
Nice
trapped,
trap, nice
trapped.
trap,
Great
nice
trap
trap.
from the Spectres.
Well done, Nunawading.
She earned, the two players earned plaudits from the coach there as well for their great defense. Baker into Hamilton. Cross court, Hooper. We've heard a lot of them in the opening 3 quarters. Hooper, long.
It's dried up now, hasn't it, for the Melbourne?
It has a little bit. 35 plays 30. Final possession in the 3rd quarter. Spectres get a bucket here. Could have huge confidence-wise for them going into the 4th quarter. Fukulata. And that one doesn't go through Lucy Vaughan. And we've got a 5-point game heading in to the final 8 minutes of our opening grand final, the under-16 girls gold medal match. The Melbourne Tigers lead the Nunawading Spectres 35-30. Not much will change through the Melbourne Tigers, as we've known throughout the first 3 quarters. But is there anything for the Nunawading Spectres just to change up to have that final push throughout the final 8 minutes?
More of the same, really. I mean, Melbourne scored, dried up. 7 points for that quarter there. Nunawading's defensive effort was outstanding. And, you know, again, trying to pick a winner here, 5-point ball game. It's very, very difficult. Both really being quite within themselves here. 8-point quarter by Nunawading. So, you know, it's not as if they were ticking over the scoreboard either. So the 2-3 or 3-2 zone there of Melbourne was working quite well. Last quarter of the championship. This is why they play, I guess. Really going to be interesting to see who does execute the better here of the two.
Well, if we're looking to some previous experience, I'll tell you what, the Melbourne Tigers, I mentioned Tyler Hooper, Laura Hamilton were a part of the 2016 under-14 Melbourne Tigers runners-up. Part of that team was also Trinity Skenderis, Marley McLeod, who's on the bench with the Tigers today, but also in 2017, Leela Davis and Maddie Brooks were part of the under-14 semi-finalists who finished 4th. So a little bit of previous experience in this Tigers lineup.
Yeah, and no state players for this year either. So great effort, great team effort by Melbourne Tigers. Again, staying in their 3-2 zone. There we go. It's a better look. Well done, Nunawading.
Much better look. Top of the 3. Fukulata no good again. Offensive rebound. Extra chance here for the Spectres. Great ball movement.
Again, into the post.
Philip Snowden kicks out to Fukulata.
Great work. It's a good shot. Just couldn't make. Oh,
The foul being called after Vaughan's shot was short. And it's going the way of the Tigers.
Bad execution by Nunawading there. Both possessions there. Early sub here by Nunawading.
That's right, Sinclair checks in for Vaughan.
Nunawading back to their 3-2 zone now. So how are Melbourne going to execute here and get a good shot?
Skenderis, cross court to Hamilton. Baker to Hamilton.
Really active zone by Nunawading.
Lots of noise being made, as you can hear through the broadcast, by the Spectres. Shot clock down to 5. Skenderis launches one.
That's exactly the shot that Nunawading would be wanting to take.
Absolutely.
Very perimeter.
Still a 5-point game. We've played a minute throughout the last quarter. Spectres will want to get on the scoreboard in a hurry. That one short through Beveridge.
Again, probably defense. That's exactly the shot that they would want you to be taking.
That's right. Couple of 3-pointers for either side to start this one. Skenderis, that one's long. Didn't look like going in since it left her hands. Fukulata just waits for the troops. Mutimer. Fukulata. Beveridge. There's that high pick. Tapped out by Baker. It's staying with the Spectres though. 8 seconds left on this shot clock. Ball in the backcourt. Vaughan checks back in for Beveridge. Five left on the shot clock. Ball enters the low post.
Well done.
Sage Phillips has to put something up now. Forced, rushed, great defense by the Tigers.
Yeah, scoring's really dried up both ends. Now the clock becomes a bit of a factor. 6 minutes to play.
That's right, a combined 15 points for both sides in the last 10 minutes.
Oh.
That cut nearly pays off. Hooper just panicked a little bit there when she picked up her dribble. Had to find something quickly. Teammate nearly bailed her out.
Yeah, nearly. Really, both teams look really nervous. You can feel the tension actually in the building.
Absolutely, you can hear the crowd starting to voice their opinion. Cheer on both teams.
Well done, there you go. Great work. That's a good shot.
That one was only for 2, but it's short anyway.
I know Justin Schuler would hate that, those long twos.
The long two. I'm sure it's a coach's pet foot on the line. Spargo checks in for Mutimer.
Rotating his bench through, isn't he, Nunawading, trying to find those fresh legs.
Just trying to find some extra size too,
Yeah,
I think, the Spectres. Think they can get it done inside. Cross-court pass, Hooper, long two again. That one nearly bounces in. Combined 15 points in the last 11 minutes now.
And no score this quarter yet.
Fukulata straight to the paint. Had that float in the third quarter. That one didn't go.
Though. Another good look.
Bit of pressure here from Fukulata on Hooper.
Yep, Melbourne in the man-to-man now, so just changing up the tempo again.
This is great pressure from the Spectres. Can they force something out of it?
5 on the clock.
Koulos puts her foot down. Hooper straight to the bucket. 2 left.
Oh.
Tap and go, tap and go. That's
Well
Vaughan, tapped out of bounds. Spectres. It's still 35-30. We're nearly halfway through the final term. Both teams yet to hit the scoreboard. Hancock Wolf.
Apart from a couple of good looks by Nunawading, they haven't looked like scoring either team.
I think that's why the coach has just injected Hancock Wolf. We know what she can provide. Gets to the rim. Here's Philip Snowden. Fukulata. Back to Philip Snowden. Long two. That one's no good. Bit of size, trying to grab the offensive rebound. Guess who's there for the Tigers?
Outstanding work again by Watkins. New shot clock.
Cross-court pass.
Dangerous.
Very dangerous. Philip Snowden looks to get into the paint, doesn't kick out. Fukalata short.
And if you're Melbourne, that's exactly the shot you'd be wanting Nunawading to be taking.
Absolutely.
Oh, Zippers.
Paulus nearly throws it out of bounds, nearly steps out of bounds as well while she was doing it. Got bailed out there. Spectres tip it out.
It's 4 minutes without a score either way.
Paulus had Skenderis in the corner wide open, didn't go to
Nice
her back door.
Oh, good help.
Bit of hustle in this fourth quarter. It's great to see. Jump ball's been called. It's exactly what we want to see in a grand final gold medal match. These two teams going toe-to-toe.
Possession arrow stays with Nunawading after this, so that's an interesting. Oh, nice back cut.
Great backdoor cut. Georgia Watkins.
Just to break down defensively there with the back screen and the end ball play.
We mentioned the free throws in the opening half through the Spectres. Just 1 of 8. We did say they could potentially be ruining those opportunities come the fourth quarter. It is just a 5-point game, now 6.
Big foul shot. Another one here makes it a 3-possession game.
And this is the difference. That one didn't go down. 6-point ball game, under 4 minutes remaining.
Without stating the obvious, Nunawading really do need a score here.
Absolutely, 0 points in the last 4 minutes and 20 seconds and counting. Spargo. The zone
reversals. There you go. There we go. Oh, wow.
That was the penetration we spoke with.
Just couldn't
Hancock
finish it.
Wolf. Just the last couple of times she hasn't been able to finish her great work, as you mentioned. Watkins. Oh, had a lane there to go straight to the rim. Decided up against it. Hamilton.
Nice cut. Nice
Watkins.
cut.
And one. Great cut, great entry, great finish. And I tell you what, also some great minutes on the bench for Tyler Hooper.
Yep.
She'll have a fresh run in the last 2 to 3 minutes, let me tell you that.
Nice little flex cut there by Watkins and a great pass. So that's 8 points with 3 minutes to go. And the way that Nunawading have been scoring or not scoring, that might be enough.
Georgia Watkins absolutely putting on a clinic. Not just on the scoreboard, but on the offensive glass, the defensive glass, providing the pressure. She converts the and one.
Big basket.
She's leading this team alongside Hooper and Hamilton. Philip Snowden. Offensive rebound. Grace Graham puts that one back in. Limited minutes for her. Certainly providing and coming up the goods in this fourth term. Gets the Spectres' first bucket for the quarter.
Yeah, amazing. Now let the clock become your friend here a little bit, Melbourne. Good execution, great. Oh,
just got the fumbles there, Paulus. It was a great pass, great cut too.
Yeah.
Just couldn't execute. And here's the Nunawading Spectres' chance just to eat into the deficit.
Got to stay alive here with the basket.
Got to be crisp here too. Just a couple of passes didn't
nice
go their
work,
way.
Nice. That's a great
Philip
shot.
Snowden, it's been that way all morning.
Yeah. Oh, good rebound.
Offensive board. Madison Sinclair. It's a 5-point ball game. 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. We said we couldn't pick a winner, and this is exactly why.
Well done.
Baker, Watkins, Skenderis goes baseline, shuffles it out. Hamilton, Pullis, long two. That one's no good. Tipped out of bounds by Skenderis.
They stay alive.
Here's Hooper for the final 2 minutes.
Try to get her some fresh legs. Freshen up a little bit for the last 2 minutes of the game.
The Spectres 14 fouls to nothing, I must say as well. That will work in the Tigers' favour. Hancock Wolf, long pass.
Spectres staying alive.
Graham.
Well done.
Graham again. 3-point game.
Well done, Nunawading.
Grace Graham providing the goods in this fourth term for the Spectres.
Melbourne headed out to 9. Spectres have scored the last 6.
Skenderis
And now look,
tries to hold on to possession.
Sorry, momentum has changed.
Absolutely. 83 seconds left in this ball game. The crowd behind the commentary position is loud as they force the turnover. Fukulata to the rim, fumbles, puts it in anyway. Timeout, Melbourne Tigers. This game is on. 1 minute 14 left in the game. The Melbourne Tigers 39, Nunawading Spectres 38. And we mentioned that Melbourne had the ascendancy probably for 12 or 13 of the 16 second half minutes.
Yeah, I agree. And what a contrast. They go, Nunawading go almost 6 minutes without a score and go on an 8-0 run. Bring it back to a 1-point game, and it is anybody's game.
Absolutely brilliant finish to our opening grand final game here this morning, the 2018 National Junior Classics. You're on the Basketball Victoria Facebook stream, thanks to Moulton. And we have a thriller.
We do. Melbourne just couldn't put that stake in, could they, to finish them off, that last nail in the coffin. Credit to Nunawading for just their defensive tempo just changed and created some turnovers. They started kicking the ball up the floor and they ended up getting some nice open looks.
You're right, they had chances. Skenderis from the corner, Poulos.
Yep.
Hamilton had a drive to the bucket, nearly to ice the game. I tell you what, Grace Graham, this last quarter, she's only had about 3 or 4 minutes in this fourth term. A couple of offensive rebounds, a couple of putbacks.
Yep.
To put the Spectres right back in this contest.
Yep. What an interesting minute 14 we have left.
Tigers have possession.
Nunawading staying in their 3-2 zone, so chopping and changing their defense has worked well for them. Come out and they're in the zone.
Here we go. Skenderis, Hooper. Straight into the zone, the Spectres. Ball movement is minimal through the Tigers. They've nearly gone into their shell. Skenderis, top of the 3, no good. And now the Spectres, funnily enough, have the opportunity to take the lead in this game. Hancock Wolf, Philip Snowden, back to their point guard, Fukulata. Loves that free throw line. Oh, that one nearly goes in. Grace Graham again, it's Graham.
Yeah.
Graham again, offensive rebound, puts it back, and the Spectres are in front.
For what, the first time since the second quarter?
Absolutely. Baker, the pressure is intense now. What can Melbourne produce?
On early.
Great find, Skenderis, that one's long. Sinclair, the defensive rebound. 19 seconds, that's an unsportsmanlike foul. You can hear the crowd going bonkers at the State Basketball Centre. Unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Trinity Skenderis, obviously for the hold, not playing the ball.
Yeah. Tried to do the right thing, tried to foul and get the ball, but then grabbed the shirt. And it's an obvious call for the referees. It's got to be an unsportsmanlike call.
And in that situation these days, you've got to make every attempt to play the ball.
You do.
Even though you may want to be fouling, you've got to make it look like you're playing the ball.
Correct.
So Louisa Fukulata can make this a 3-point ball game if she makes both. And of course, the Spectres will have possession. A little unlucky on the first. .4 seconds remaining, as you can see on your screens there. That one rims out. Goodness me, that one rims out. Now you have to remember here, in terms of game control, 40-39, the Spectres lead. 17.4 seconds. The Tigers just have one team foul to their name.
Yeah.
So if they're going to foul,
they've got to get the steal. They've really got to overplay and switch everything. They've got to come out of the 3-2 zone, clearly.
That's right. Because if they're going to foul, it's going to take up a lot of time. And they've got to do it cleanly as well. So you're right. Got to go for the steal.
What an amazing 3 minutes by Nunawading in this last quarter here. Looking almost dead and done and turning it around. Fantastic effort.
That's right. We spoke about the Spectres throughout the first quarter. They led at the end of one. Then Melbourne just sort of started to take the game into their own hands. And from then on, it's been all Melbourne until the last final 3 minutes.
And none of us really saw it coming.
No, absolutely not. Maybe they're used to waking up at about 9:30 in the mornings.
Like yourself.
Like myself. Because it was an early start here at the State Basketball Centre, 8:30 tip-off. And we now have an early morning thriller on our hands.
Watkins out for Melbourne. They've really gone small, trying to get a quick line-up to try and generate a steal.
That's right.
That whole basket is exposed.
Correct. Screens.
Oh, left her open.
Vaughan wide open. Now they've got a trap. They've attempted to.
Just don't turn it over.
There's a foul.
Yeah, that's fine. Just don't turn it over, Nunawading.
Gave up 8 seconds
Yeah.
in that possession for one foul. Excellent work by the Spectres. And they are firm favourites right now. 9.9 seconds left. Spectres inbound the ball. Got to get it in. Attempt to trap.
Oh,
there's a foul.
Skenderis
again.
Really got to try and get a steal off the inbound pass here, or deny the inbound pass.
Timeout to the Nunawading Spectres. They're going to talk it up, draw something up. Is Jason Harvey, the head coach of the Nunawading Spectres. They're 6.2 seconds away from being the 2018 under-16 girls gold medalists.
And they're 10th as a club in the under-16 age group national championship.
We'll have the words from the winning coach straight after the game. And right now it's looking to be Jason Harvey. But 6.2 seconds, as you and I both know, Grant, is a long time in basketball.
It is. But the old 5-second rule, you almost want to get the ball into play, a couple of dribbles off take a second or two off the clock and just hold on to that sucker.
We mentioned the team foul situation. Obviously, Melbourne's 2 quick ones there have got them to 3. They still need to foul twice to send the Spectres to the line.
The ball is really in Nunawading's court, isn't it?
Absolutely. Again, the similar lineups. Tigers going small, as Grant mentioned earlier. Here we go.
Oh,
great cut, Graham again. I'm not sure if that's what is the perfect situation for them.
True.
I mean, obviously you want score on the board, scoreboard pressure, but if you could run it out for 3 or 4 seconds there to entice another foul, this gives Melbourne the opportunity to tie the ball game, take this one to an extra period.
Correct, I agree. 4.6 seconds on the clock. There's enough time for Melbourne to get a good 3 away.
Absolutely. It's no longer catch and shoot here. There's plenty of time. That bucket there from the Spectres, from Grace Graham, just chalked up 2 seconds of time.
Yeah. So the ideal would have been there to just dribble out to that corner, win the game.
Absolutely. I tend to agree there, Grant.
Melbourne still alive.
This gets very interesting. 3-point shooters required on the floor for the Tigers. Obviously, we're going to see the likes of Hooper, Hamilton, Skenderis, Poulos.
Yeah. They haven't made a 3 for some time, though, so...
No, they haven't. Hooper's made 1. Poulos has made 2 throughout the contest. So they're probably the 2 players to keep an eye out on.
What defense does Nunawading use? Do they go with the zone or the match-up? No, they're matching up.
Matching up. The 4 players mentioned for the Tigers, plus Deanne Baker is on the floor. Gordon.
Crowds at a hush.
Here we go. Skenderis. Hooper for 3. It's looking good. It's short. And the Nunawading Spectres, a remarkable comeback, has taken home the 2018 National Junior Classic gold medal with a 42-39 come from behind win to defeat the Melbourne Tigers.
And we were behind that shot, and that looked good.
It looked good from the commentary position. The entire time it left her hands.
Just fell short.
And then it just fell short. That is a remarkable comeback for the Nunawading Spectres.
What a great team effort. Both teams, amazing effort, amazing weekend.
Very much so. The Spectres have gone through the tournament undefeated 6-0, as we see some sportsmanship taking place here on screen now. And I tell you what, if that is the beginning of what's to come
What a day.
for today, we are in for one hell of a day. Do not miss any of it on the Basketball Victoria Facebook live stream, thanks to Moulton and My Sport Live.
Well done. Congratulations, Nunawading.
That was brilliant. Congratulations to Nunawading. Congratulations to Melbourne as well for having an outstanding tournament, just falling short at the very end. It was a great game to be a part of. Steve Chalmers, Grant Wallace with you, of course. 42-39, it states at the bottom of your screens. The Nunawading Spectres didn't score for the first 6.5 minutes of that fourth quarter. And I tell you what, if they've got someone to thank in the fourth quarter, it's Grace Graham. She's finished with 10 points for the contest.
Yep.
And I'm not 100%, but I'm sure to say that at least 8 of them came in the fourth.
I agree. Some unbelievable minutes there. And shot that layup down the stretch with leaving 4.9 seconds on the clock or whatever. Whether we question it was the right thing or not to do.
Absolutely. We're going to have Jason Harvey with us shortly. We're going to cross to Jason Harvey shortly, of course. But the Nunawading Spectres, speaking of Grace Graham, those offensive rebounds and putbacks, you mentioned the cut with 4.6 seconds. That was great. Louisa Fukalata led the charge for the Spectres, though, from the point.
She did. She was a little bit of a flawed general there and scored at the same time. But you know, if you're Melbourne Tigers, you don't go away disappointed. Sure, you lost the game, but the Melbourne Tigers should be really proud of their efforts.
As you can see, a shot here. The Nunawading Spectres extremely happy with themselves. And we're going to cross to Jason Harvey, who's with Craig Freeman.
Just been building confidence over the weekend. Like, we've been watching them since the start. But I always had faith in my girls. I knew that at some stage we were going to get our processes right, and we were lucky because the last 2 or 3 minutes we got that right, and we were able to come away with it, which is awesome.
So what changed in the last few minutes of that last quarter? You guys were struggling to score for the first 5 or 6 minutes there, but you really turned it on. You managed to get multiple stops as well.
Yeah, I think the whole defensive pressure, like, nerves got to them at the start, and we weren't following our defensive rules, and then all of a sudden the last quarter we clicked. And the good thing about this group, and they've done it all year since the start, is their character is so good. I know that no matter where we get down by 26, we're still coming back.
And I'm just going to pick someone at random here. Yep. What did it feel like to win the Classic?
It was the highlight of my life.
Do we have another comment from someone else?
It was great. It was really fun and awesome.
All right. You guys have been thrown under the bus. What does it feel like to win the National Junior Classic?
It's crazy. Like, first Classic, win the grand final. Best in Australia. It's pretty good. Feels great. Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations again, and good luck for the rest of the VJBL season as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Back to the top.
Outstanding scenes there with the Nunawading Spectres. Thank you, Craig Freeman, our sideline reporter. Just getting in nice and close with the gold medalists, the under-16 girls gold medalists, the Nunawading Spectres. Presentations aren't too far away. Please stay with us as we take you to the under-16 girls presentations. The Nunawading Spectres on screen, just having that post-game chat. I'm sure celebrations are sure to come throughout the day and throughout the rest of this week. While we're here, we'd like to thank our referees for the game, Bailey Dyer and Maddie Shaw, certainly a well officiated game, because these two teams put on a brilliant display. The 2018 National Junior Classic Under-16 Girls Champions are on screen now. Your Nunawading Spectres, Louisa Fukalata, Tessa Mudama, Neve Hancock-Wolf, Grace Graham, Evie Curtis, Sage Phillips-Snowden, Saray Beveridge, Lucy Vaughan, Yasmin Spargo, Maddie Sinclair. And right now we're going to move to the presentations of the Under-16 Girls Championships.
All of today's finalists are to be congratulated to make it here today for the 16 playoffs in the National Juniors. Before we get underway, we're going to thank our classic sponsors: Basketball Victoria, Malta, Sports in Focus, Good Life, and Melbourne United for their support throughout the tournament. Should also be acknowledged to all the volunteers behind the scenes, the coaches, the assistant coaches, team leaders, the long-suffering parents, grandparents, uncles and aunties, and the siblings that get bored absolutely wrong by hearing how very good you guys really are. We'll start with game one, the bronze. Can I ask the winners, the novice coach, Michelle, to come out to do the bronze presentations? Hold on, Michelle.
I just want to say firstly, congratulations to everyone. Well deserved you guys have played consistently like that. And to Melbourne Tigers, great job too. We haven't played you for a very long time. Looking forward to it. To my girls, I'm so proud of you guys. You did a great job. So we'll just pull you out. Tilly. Holly. Courtney. Sarah. Liv. Meg. Finn. Of course, Emma. And just a big thank you to my team managers too. Awesome job.
Well said, Michelle. Congratulations again to Knox. Thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. We'll continue on. We'll move now to our gold and silver presentations. Before I get going, though, I'd just like for the two referees who were selected to referee today's grand final. Can we have Bailey Dyer and Madison Shaw? Obviously, without the referees and our wonderful score table, these games wouldn't happen. So thank you very much to all the officials. Wonderful job. Okay, I'll ask our silver medalist, head coach Lloyd from Melbourne, to come and say a few words. First of all, I just want to thank everybody from Basketball Victoria, the referees, everybody put on this tournament all week. Just a fantastic event. Nunawading, great effort, really tough team to beat throughout the year. Our girls can be more proud because we came in this tournament not knowing what to expect, and you guys were fantastic. Great group, we really came together, great effort. Can I get way up here? Molly. Manny. Nick. Trey. Vic. Lee. Georgia. Tyler. Laura. My assistant coach, Lydia. And my manager, Jackie, I couldn't be without her.
Thank you, Melbourne. Okay. Let's get our winning team a big congratulations to Nunawading. Let's get head coach Jason up to say a few words.
First, I'd like to say thank you to Basketball Victoria, all the volunteers, the refs. This is a great tournament to participate in, and it really gives all the teams that come in and play an opportunity to see and feel the pressure that we don't think for one game in. So being able to do that and give the opportunity to such a young group of girls that
But my favourite part of the presentation, we've still got one more medallion to go. And that's for our MVP for this wonderful grand final. It goes to Nunawading, number 40, Louisa. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to our close for the formal presentations. Congratulations to everybody involved. Thanks again for keeping the beat down here. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, stay safe, and we'll see you again next year. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you do want to continue photos, if we could just ask you to move off the board. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, your 2018 National Junior Classics Under-16 Girls Gold Medalists, the Nunawading Spectres. Thank you for joining us on Basketball Victoria's Facebook live stream. Thanks to Moulton and My Sport Live. For Steve Chalmers and Grant Wallace, we'll be back shortly for the 10 past 10 a.m. Under-16 Boys Grand Final between the Bendigo Braves and the Hills Hornets. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.